Honesty, passion, experience. It's Timberwolves Explosion, hosted on the Paladinolive Network. And now, your host, Paladino Joey. Hello again, Timberwolves fans. Are you ready for the explosion of Timberwolves basketball? I am your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey Owygen. Timberwolves Explosion is available on all of your favorite podcasting apps. I thank each and every one of you once and always for downloading and listening to this show. It is a great pleasure to be back on board with you once again today. Still kind of have the frog in the throat, but I definitely feel much better than I did a week ago. But as you can tell, the frog in the throat. So I'm not even going to try the Timberwool, part. Because I did try it and I was like, nope. So, that's kind of where we're headed. Timberwolves this past week, some decent games, some frustration ones, some frustrating ones, an extremely tough schedule. So to come out of it 2-2 isn't too bad. Of course, there's always the frustrating aspect of that Memphis game. Come on, you should have probably should have won that one. The Dallas game could have lost, so it's kind of like I guess it's a dipsy-do flipperoo or switcheroo or whatever. Knicks and Cleveland. Well, the Cleveland game, Cleveland's basically one of the best teams in the league right now. So, and you were playing a back-to-back, so on and so forth. So 4 games to review. Looks like 4 games to preview. Busy. Up and coming with Denver, Atlanta, Phoenix, and Utah. Otherwise, New York, Cleveland, Memphis, Dallas are reviews. The Denver game is at 2 p.m. on Sunday that's not Sunday. That's Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon, yeah. 2 p.m. On ABC, so National Network Television. Good for you guys. They get to see that. All of us, so all over the place. So we're on national television versus Denver. So, let's get started. Let's dive into the nitty-gritty here. I think we have some interaction today, which is nice. Obviously, great to hear from Tanae Brown out of New Zealand, one of the coolest people in the world, no doubt about it. I actually switched, speaking of another coolest person in the world, I switched off of NBA TV because a lot of times I have it on in the background if there isn't say the fan duel, maybe the Wolves, a replay of a Wolves game or something going on, which I probably could load if I wanted to. But it was just like talking with the Lakers coach and everything, and it's like, I can't, sorry Vince. And especially if it's on silent, it's not like I can hear what he's saying anyway, and it's just like, come on, if it was Showtime and T-Wolves, sure, but not this one. Sorry, I had to say that. I had to throw that little nugget in before I got started. It's like, I can't deal with it. So last Friday, Timberwolves visited the city of New York. This was not the preseason one. This is the regular season game. I remember we did go there in the preseason. And then Dante DiVincenzo got in it with Tibbs. I was talking to Tibbs. No, he wasn't really into it with Tibbs. It was the other guy, Brunson. Rick Brunson, the father of Jalen, of course. The former role player, point guard, shooting guard kind of guy back in the day. Where Jalen's more of a star point guard, shooting guard kind of guy. But no Karl Anthony Towns. I forget what the actual reason was. Doesn't even say. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. I think it was an ankle, if I remember correctly. I think so. It was either an ankle or a thumb. But I think it was ankle. Anyhow, this was an entertaining basketball game. Obviously, the Timberwolves came out and kind of semi-kicked butt. I don't know. I mean, the Knicks certainly had their moments. They scored 38 points in the second quarter. But the Wolves pretty much maintained their lead throughout and pulled away in the fourth quarter, 35-21. Julius Randle returning to New York for the first time in the regular season. And, of course, Dante DiVincenzo. Let's talk about that quick with the toe injury, turf toe, this and that. Unfortunately, it's a lot more serious than people were initially maybe thinking. Obviously, you hope, okay, it's nothing too bad, and then it ends up being a grade 3. Yeah, that means torn muscles, tendons, and stuff in that big toe, and it's not weeks, it's months. So we'll be lucky to see him by early April or something. So that's a huge bummer. It's not weeks, it's months. That's Dante DiVincenzo, unfortunately, yes. That was in that recent win. Who am I blanking on? That was against Washington. Who was that against? Was that against the Warriors? Yeah, that annoying Warriors game a couple days before. So definitely disheartening. Yeah, and the Wolves ended up losing. Yeah, it was that stupid Warriors game. DiVincenzo was playing great in that one, and he'd been playing really well, especially in 25, but even at the end of 24, he'd been showing encouraging signs, Dante DiVincenzo. But it's not weeks, it's months. So, yeah, welcome to the NBA, folks. Rob Dillingham returning into the lineup, of course, and of all teams, it was against the New York Knicks, and it's a nice fit, basically, for Rob Dillingham. Nice matchup and all that. Winds up scoring 9 points, 4 of 6 from the floor, he added 3 assists, including a nice dish to Rudy Gobert, who has been definitely disappointing. There were some stats brought up this past week where basically everything is down with Rudy Gobert throughout his career. Yeah, he's been kind of declining since he left Utah, and obviously since he left Utah, he's been on Minnesota. So it's kind of like year in, year out. Even though last year he got the Defensive Player of the Year award, he was averaging over 2 blocks a game. This year it's less than 1.5. Just, numbers like that. It's been a huge frustration with Rudy Gobert. Mike Conley returns to the starting lineup. And Terrence Shannon Jr. is inactive with injury, illness, whatever that means. I don't know anymore, man. I mean, we need to get these guys on the court. And I don't know if we're making up things as we go, just so they don't play. I know Dillingham had an ankle thing that was kind of plaguing him for a while, but looked pretty good. He was showing that crossover dribble and that quickness. Like what Rob can do, for sure. Unfortunately, he did have a couple turnovers in the game. Naz Reid, 23 points off the bench. It was awesome. Made all 6 of his threes, some corner threes and such, 8 of 11. 23 points off the bench, if you didn't hear me say that before, or if I didn't say it. Anthony Edwards had 13 rebounds in the game, which is pretty epic. Did turn the ball over a lot, which helped the Knicks kind of semi-hang in there for a while. 6 flipping turnovers. Julius Randle also had 4, so 10 turnovers between the two. 13 assists when you combine the two guys. 6 for Randle, of course. 13 assists and 10 turnovers. What kind of assist-to-turnover ratio is that? It's like practically 1 and 1. Like, really? That's pretty ugly. But the Wolves won the game and stuff. Josh Minot playing the 10th man role. And then Clark and Garza getting in for the final minute 11. Well, all right. But Josh Minot in a 10th man role, which is, I guess, okay. I'd rather see Dillingham getting minute. That's 9th man. Yeah, 9th man is probably, yeah. He's in the 9-man rotation, which the Wolves need to be using a 9-man rotation. None of this nonsense where guys aren't playing at all. Or if they get in, it's for like 5 seconds. Minot only 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Dillingham a little over a quarter, 13:24 as per minutes. Again, I mean, and it's like you're watching that, hoping that it's going to increase. But yeah, Dillingham definitely a factor, and especially now with Dante DiVincenzo out until after Easter and all that good stuff. Basically, it's going to be after Easter. Well, actually, no, Easter's really late this year, so hopefully before Easter then. But as crappy... Oh, sorry. Yeah, I still got that damn frog in my throat. But as crappy as the injury is, it's opportunity for other players like Terrence Shannon Jr. and, of course, Rob Dillingham to get some minutes. And, more and more you're seeing this season, it's just kind of you win some, you lose some, you win some, you lose some, you win some, you lose some. I don't really see this team pulling away and getting up into home court advantage range. I know the 5th seed is like right around the corner, and if the Wolves get there, that'd be awesome. You get out of the whole play-in range and into the regular postseason playoff berth, where you don't have to have a possible one and done type of a night, like somebody gets hot and you end up losing because of it, or you make a stupid turnover, or you just have an off night. This kind of nonsense. Anthony Edwards shoots 5 of 16, that kind of horse crap. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to get out of that. It sucked being in that every damn year except last year. So, Anthony Edwards, by the way, again, definitely his best game in a while. 12 of 21, 8 of 13 from downtown. Outstanding performance. Again, the 13 rebounds, the 6 turnovers were not good. But a fun night and a pretty easy win for the Timberwolves. Karl-Anthony Towns being out definitely helps. And you know what? Nobody felt sorry for us when our players are injured. Dante DiVincenzo being out definitely didn't help, so we'll take it. Back to back, you go from the city of New York, from Madison Square Garden to Target Center on Saturday night against a 35 and this is their 35th win. Yeah, 35-6 Cleveland Cavaliers team. Heck of a lot better than the Browns this year, that's for sure. 124-117. The Wolves had a lead off and on throughout this game. They led after the first, tied at the half. Cleveland kind of started to, and then the third quarter is like the Wolves' bane of their existence for most of the time. Last year they had games where they were great in the third quarter and they were the team pulling away. For this year, it's kind of back to the same old blankety blank when the other team's the one pulling away. Like maybe you have a 10-point lead and then third quarter's over and you're down by 8 or more, or it's like a tie game and then you're down by 15. It's just like what the heck just happened? It's ridiculous. And that's kind of how it goes. Like Cleveland, there's nothing spectacular about them. They just it's like they're deep. They have good players everywhere. So like Chris LeVert or Caris, they've called him Chris. It's Caris LeVert. Played 25 minutes and scored 2 lousy points. Started in the game. Dean Wade only 8 points as well. But then you have guys like Jared Allen. But Donovan Mitchell went off. He's had many good games against the Wolves. Darius Garland's going to constantly haunt us as the guy we tried to get and we couldn't get. We wound up with Jared Culver, who I don't think is in the NBA right now. Gosh, isn't that amazing? Just one pick difference. One number, 5 to 6. That's how it is. In NHL, you had what did you have? Braden Point, Tampa Bay Lightning, Minnesota Wild wound up with Braden Point, Tampa Bay Lightning, one of the most clutch goal scorers in the NHL the last 10 years or so. Winning the Stanley Cup 3 times with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and he's one of their best players. For what was that guy's name? Forgot his name. Defenseman that played about 3 games in the NHL. One pick. You understand? It's like 35, 36, that kind of thing. It was a second-round pick, I believe. Sports are cruel. I think actually I have it right here. I probably have it. Yeah, I still have it from Brave the Wild. Unfortunately, I have to go back a few years now. I'm sorry. I know this is random and weird, but yeah, Louis Belpedio. Okay, and I liked him. He looked like a nice, high-scoring defenseman prospect. He ended up playing 16 games in the NHL. Oh, sorry, but yeah, Braden Point. It was a third-round pick. He did play 12 games for the Philadelphia Flyers. That's why. Him being Louis Belpedio. He's still in the AHL. He still has a chance, but that's of course the minor league affiliate. You know how there's the G League in the NBA and the NHL is the AHL, but he's 28 and yeah, so it was a 79th pick for Braden Point. Louis Belpedio with the 80th. Yeah, see, it's stuff like that could just drive you nuts. One guy goes on to be a Hall of Famer, the other guy is, fighting for survival, that kind of thing, and they're right there on top of each other. You know what's the worst part? Tampa Bay traded 1 pick ahead of the Wild. And I think the Wild willingly actually let it happen, that kind of thing. It's like, okay, fine, we got our guy, you got your guy. Yeah, sure did. Where obviously Gerson Rosas was after Darius Garland, thinking he'd slip to 6, and Cleveland's like, no, we're not going to take Garland. Oh wait, sorry, yes we are. Too bad, so sad, because that was the whole point. They wanted Garland, they didn't want to risk any possibility of losing him, so the Timberwolves' Gerson Rosas was bamboozled. Yeah. Anyhow, Mr. Garland, now that I've talked forever about him, 29 points, 6 assists. Yeah, obviously, sharp shooter as well, 5 of 10 from outside. Donovan Mitchell, this is the kind of nonsense I don't like. This is what I absolutely despise about the NBA right now. 4 of 15. Just go away, dude. Just go away. Stop launching threes. And even if you make a ton of them, it's still annoying to watch after a while. Obviously, yeah, and the Cleveland bench, they shot insanely well, and they were really good. Gorgeous Nyang. That sounds like Gorgie Jang, Georges Nyang, if I'm saying it correctly, 5 of 7 from the floor, 3 of 4 from downtown. Ty Jerome, 5 of 7, and made both of his threes. So, but again, it's just this urge. I have to keep shooting threes. Got to keep shooting them. That's what I despise about the NBA in this day and age. I know I've made that point probably ad nauseum and you're sick of hearing it, but I'm going to keep saying it anyway. So, because I'm sick of it. I'm not the only person who is. Yes, I'm an old man yelling at a cloud. Good for you. I should call it the Old Man Yelling at a Cloud podcast. That'll be the new nickname. Or, when you want me to calm down, Lemon in the Tomato Juice podcast. Yeah. Yep. Lemon in the tomato juice. That was delicious. It's a tradition now. Yep. Anyhow, the Wolves lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers in a game where it's just the better team kind of pulled away. It was kind of like that. Dare I say, imagine you're like the Tennessee Titans. You're playing a really good game against the Buffalo Bills. And then, I don't know, third, fourth quarter, and it's like, screw it. I guess, it's like, screw it. The better team starts to kind of get in stride and trying to pulls away and wins the game no matter how well you were playing. It's kind of like that. Speaking of Tennessee, this is the Memphis Grizzlies. MLK Day. Again, we will honor MLK once again here and now with a moment of silence. God bless you, Martin Luther King. On January 20th. Yes. Anyhow, Anthony Edwards with 32. An entertaining back and forth kind of game, to say the least. I've been going on too long, sorry, but an entertaining back and forth type of game that, I don't know, it just felt like it should have been better. The Wolves were getting their offensive rebounds, and it was like the first half, the Wolves were getting their offensive rebounds, and the second half, the Wolves were not getting offensive rebounds. Wolves wound up with 17 of them. I don't believe it. The Wolves actually out offensive rebounded the Grizzlies. I think it was it was a pretty good margin in favor of the Wolves. 17-13 officially for offensive rebounds. Total rebounds, it's just, you just feel like every time we play these guys, you're screaming for a rebound, but the Wolves beat them all over the place in the rebounding. But when it mattered, Memphis was getting the rebounds. That's the point. When it mattered, Memphis was getting the rebounds they needed to get those extra opportunities, which was freaking frustrating there. Anthony Edwards, another really good game, 32 points. 32 points for Anthony Edwards, 8 of 19, 3 of 8 from downtown. Naz Reid, another awesome game. Wow, 29 points. 11 of 20, 5 of 10 from outside. He had an epic battle or epic performance. Dillingham was a lot of fun to watch. 3 of 4 from downtown, 6 of 8, 15 points. 2 assists and no turnovers. Gobert was crappy. 4 points, 1 of 5. I don't know. 1 block. He did get a couple steals, so he provided something, but 3 turnovers, again, not catching the ball. There was a point this week where Rob Dillingham actually yelled at Rudy Gobert, catch the ball. So that's kind of interesting. People referencing that to D'Angelo Russell in the past with Rudy Gobert and how that chemistry was not good. But they're just joking about it, obviously. Where it's interesting seeing a 19-year-old player getting frustrated with the veteran. Come on, guy, catch the ball. Come on. Not being like an ass or anything, no. D'Angelo Russell was an ass. He's the kind of guy who will be, he reminds you of that coworker that just stabs you in the back. Like they're talking about you, and they're just a prick. They're sitting right next to you, and they're just throwing shade at you as they're talking. And it's like, oh, I could just pound your face right into that frickin' concrete right now. Ooh, you just know it. So yeah, let me tell you, we've all been there. Nudge, nudge. Dirty laundry is being aired at the moment. Yes. 8 assists for Mike Conley, but only 1 of 6 from the floor and 1 of 4 from downtown. Conley moving the ball around nicely against his former club. Yes, he did play for the Grizzlies forever. A long time, about 10 years. Actually, almost 11 years, if I remember correctly, and eventually wound up with Utah as they started to get older. Conley was absolutely fantastic with Memphis for so long. And, man, I wish we could have gotten that Mike Conley. So good. He was so good. Oh, and when Conley is good, I still love him. It's just when he's not, it's a bummer. It's depressing because it's just, it's kind of getting older, It's getting much older. A lot of us can relate to that, unfortunately. Jaden McDaniels, 5 of 12 from the floor, but only 1 of 6, missing those crucial threes. And again, I don't like when guys take like 9 threes, all the time. Or 15 3-pointers and all that. But at the same time, yeah, it's, if you're going to take them, you hope they can make them. But they keep missing. McDaniels, again, very solid week, I'd have to say. He's been playing well pretty much most of this 2025, most of it. Obviously, you're going to have a crappy game mixed in. Like Naz Reid will have a crappy game, and then he'll come back with, a huge night. Like, that 29-point game versus the Grizzlies. So, awesome. And, did really well against Cleveland. 29 points versus the Grizzlies. Just epic performance. So, yeah. Julius Randle only 5 points. He did get 7 assists, 11 rebounds, but 2 of 13 from the floor. Are you freaking kidding? Missed all 7 of his threes. So your forwards, when it's not working and you just keep forcing it up, Anthony Edwards. I mean, excuse me. Sometimes it is like that. But he only attempted 8, which is actually not too bad for Anthony Edwards. A shooting guard and all that. But my God, Jaden McDaniels and Julius Randle, 1 of 13 from downtown, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a blizzard of balls! I can't believe humanity was capable of degrading itself so low as to produce such an insulting catastrophe of ass!
Oh, say it ain't so, Joe. There you go again. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Luka Garza got in there for 4 minutes. 4 minutes, yay. Fuck. So, yeah. Anyhow, Dillingham, I already talked about the 15, but yeah, it just felt like, again, the energy kind of went back to Memphis. They got in their run, they started getting their offensive boards, and the Grizzlies were just a little bit too much down the stretch. Timberwolves made it interesting in the last moment again, and it was close the whole time. The Timberwolves had opportunities to win, but then were suddenly playing from behind when it mattered, and Anthony Edwards, I don't know, that final play was putrid. I don't know what the heck was that. It was just, like, watch the Jimmy Butler video where they're making fun of him, playing that hallelujah. There was a YouTube video, I'm sure it's still out there, where, like a million game-tying or game-winning shot attempts by Jimmy Butler that missed. It was annoying to watch. And it was that same thing where you pass it way back into the court, and he dribbles up, and then forces up some kind of shot with 2 men draped over him, and it's just, and it's an air ball, and it's just hallelujah. It's just like, and it was exactly the same thing. And there have been rants, like Patrick Royce and such, like why do teams always do the same stupid thing over and over again? Like Garnett in the past, forcing Garnett to put up a shot that it just wasn't there. The shot's not there, and you're forcing it up because it's the best player on the team, and it's the same bullcrap result. And like say like you're behind and you want to try to take some game-winning shot to win it, some three-pointer, you're down by 2, and it was an air ball. And I don't know. And Memphis is not the kind of team. Losing sucks, and you get mad and frustrated. But there's a little extra with this freaking Memphis team in that playoff series a few years ago, and John Morant's bullcrap, attitude and his trash talking. So it's a little extra, like throwing bricks at the TV. You're so pissed off with that weak attempt. So it was stuff like that can drive you bananas. All right, let's move on. Segment's getting a little longer, but it is 4 games, so it's a busy segment. Dallas Mavericks, Wednesday, a team you're literally tied with. Luka's out, and remember, he hurt his calf against the Timberwolves on Christmas Day, so whatever. And I know, whenever Luka or Kyrie Irving are out, the Wolves win, but when they're both there, they're unbeatable. Ha ha ha. Timberwolves can't do bleep against them. I don't care. Whatever. Fine. Good for you, Dallas fans, and anybody else that sees it that way. That's fine. I'm glad the Wolves won. It was not a pretty game at all, but you saw good defensive effort, and Jaden McDaniels was freaking awesome. And he was only 1 of 5 from 3. That's the funny part. And he still managed 27 points, 6 of 8 at the free throw line. He made one of them that helped the Wolves win it. That was actually the game-winning shot down the stretch. Conley was awesome as well. 6 of 9, 4 of 6. We could have used that in the Western Conference Finals. 4 of 6 from downtown. 8 assists, 0 turnovers. That's like the perfect Mike Conley game. Perfect Mike Conley game at this stage of his career. Perfect. I mean, seriously, 32 minutes, 18 points, 6 of 9 overall, 4 of 6 from 3, 8 assists, 0 turnovers, even 5 rebounds added, and even 2 steals added. And then Rudy Gobert, 14 points. I don't know. It's just, he did add 3 blocks, and we appreciate that very much so. Dillingham only 1 assist, and he missed all 3 of his shots. 9 minutes. Not an impressive day for him at the end of the day, but at least he got in there. It was only an 8-man rotation in this one. Nobody else played after Dillingham. Otherwise, Reed and Walker, of course, played. Walker. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Yeah, I know. Anthony Edwards, 6 of 19, 2 of 7 from downtown. Julius Randle, 16, 4 of 13. And that's his hometown again, but still, it felt like he played better than he did. But then again, he did get the 3 steals. Randall's all over the place. You know what Randall's nickname should be? Random Randall. He's just Random Randall. Like, he's very random out there. Like, is he going to force up a shot? Is he going to make it? Oh, he looked really good there. That was awesome. Oh, that sucked. What the heck was that? Oh, what a great pass. Oh, what a terrible pass. What the hell are you doing? What the heck? What's he doing? Generally, he's a good passer, him being Julius Randle, but Random Randall. Like Robble, the Hamburglar. It's Random Randall. Random Randall. That's our nickname for him. Remember how I used to call Andrew Wiggins, Andrew Wiggins, Andrew Wiggins, the silent assassin, because he was so quiet, but he could be clutch when he wanted to be. He could be clutch. I forget what I even have for Anthony Edwards, but I don't know. Anta Claus, I don't know. It's okay. Random Randall, I have that one for sure. Reed, I have a take on Twitter. I guess I'll just save it for then. But it's, or I could even say it now and then bring it back up again. Oh, as good as he is, sometimes he pisses me off so much in traffic. Oh my God. And all of his baskets made in traffic, it's almost like it's kind of like a lucky shot, or like if nobody's there and he's able to dunk, like nobody's in the way, he's able to jam it in, or like this crazy shot that it was kind of like I don't know what you call it. It was kind of a hook, but it was like forward. It was like a forward hook, not like a sky hook where you turn to the side. It was a forward hook where he was kind of like fading a back, and it went in. I'm like, okay, sure. Otherwise, Naz Reid in traffic can drive me bananas. Otherwise, he's a wonderful player, but man, he has missed so many flippin' close shots. When there's any type of traffic, it can make you so mad. You're just wishing for that big dunk instead of that, the ball bouncing off the rim and off the backboard and out, and then rebound by Memphis for the 55th time, or Dallas or whatever, and the crowd's going crazy because down the court, what do you think's going to happen? They go down the court and launch another damn spot up three, and they hit it, and you just want to blow you just want to blow up the TV screen. You're so mad. So freaking annoying. The Wolves had 8 blocks in that game, too. McDaniels 3. McDaniels with 4 steals. Randall with 3 steals. Random Randall with 3 steals. Isn't that the perfect nickname for Julius Randle? Random Randall? Yeah. 3 blocks for Rudy. Rudy the Bear. I don't know. Yeah, the Bear. I don't know. He's okay. Not great. Yeah. Rudy Gobert this year, I swear, he's almost like a glorified role player, isn't he? That's what he feels like, a glorified role player half of the time. Some days it's like, ooh, now that's Rudy Gobert, yes. And the next day it's like, it's just a glorified role player. I think that's kind of what he's been most of this week. In fact, pretty much the whole week, he was a glorified role player. So hopefully Terrence Shannon Jr., if he actually is hurt or sick, can come back soon, because give him some damn minutes, please. For goodness sakes, give him some damn minutes. And yes, I'd like to see more Dillingham, but again, in this one, it's okay. Dillingham was not on, and Conley was, so it's an exception. But don't make this a trend like forever. Like if Conley's shooting 1 of 8 or something, and Dillingham looks like he's on, and it's like, nope, sorry, Conley's back in. Seriously, guys, seriously. So that's kind of the idea there. Similarly with Josh Minot, who still needs to improve his shot. I know, he still can't shoot, can he? Sometimes he can, but most of the time, no. More of an energy kind of guy. So, with that said, fun game. Annoying that we kept letting him back in it. Kyrie Irving felt like 55 three-pointers in the game. He only was 4 of 11, but I mean, he was hitting all those late clutch ones. P.J. Washington was a bit of a Wolves killer as well. Son of a biscuit, 30 points, man. Just, it was annoying. Gafford's tough to go up against. He's tough, but he's a nice player. Double-double, 14-12, 3 being the blocks. Spencer Dinwiddie missed a million shots like he does most of the time when he plays us with Dallas. And knock on wood on that. I don't want him to come back and torch us next game. God, no. With the what are they called? Brooklyn Nets. He would torch us, though, I swear. Spencer Dinwiddie, he torched us so many times. That's just crazy. Only 4 of 11 for Kyrie Irving. It felt like he shot like, I don't know, 8 of 12. That's what it felt like, and it's just like, oh my God, he's an absolute killer, 9 assists as well, some great passes, and yes, John Morant made some great passes as well, some no looks. that helped Memphis pull away in that third quarter, that obnoxious third quarter when everything fell apart. So I'm backtracking for about 3 seconds there. But a win's a win, scary as heck, but the Wolves survive in Dallas, and good. We'll take any win you can get. Not complaining about this one. What was it? The guy locally, is it Randbull? Yeah, he was saying how, yeah, on what's it called? I can't even remember. Like Sports Daily. Now I'm forgetting what it's called. I've seen it a million times. It'll be right here. Okay, here we go. Daily Delivery. Sorry. Yeah, he was saying, I can't believe Wolves, like, you've been begging for like a better defense all year. You get it, generally speaking. And then you complain when you win by a point. Yeah, it was an ugly game, but no, I appreciate the win. I graciously accept and appreciate the win. Humbly accept it. Winning in Dallas at any point is a good thing. I don't care if it's no Kyrie or what's his face, Doncic. And people are already calling Doncic one of the best players of all time. Yeah, no, it's a little early for that. I mean, let him get there. I mean, I understand he's probably headed there, but I don't know. He gets hurt a lot. And I can name a lot of players that were better, a lot. I would venture to say his teammate has done more than him. His teammate, the guy that torched us on Wednesday, torched us in the fourth quarter, but we still survived it. Yeah, that guy, number 11, Kyrie Irving. I'd say he's done more so far. Oh yeah. He also shot the Golden State Warriors with a silver arrow, baby. Legend of Zelda style, Zelda 1. He hit them with the silver arrow to finish them off. Remember that three-pointer? Yeah, that was the silver arrow. That's what I call it. Because he is an absolute killer. So I have a lot of respect for Kyrie Irving. I don't agree with the flat earth stuff. No, but I do agree with some of the other things he said. So I don't disagree with everything he said. The flat earth, yeah, I disagree. No, it's not. But anyhow, nice win for the Wolves by 1 point. Regardless if it was good or ugly, they won. And great. Let's take a quick break. Oh, first, the Lone Wolf Award can't deny him this, because he doesn't get a lot of these, and boy, does he deserve it. Jaden McDaniels is bringing home the Lone Wolf Award. He played so well in this one, and without him, no way the Wolves beat the Dallas Mavericks. Great performance. Huge. And he was solid all week. Obviously, Anthony Edwards had good numbers during the week, but sometimes he didn't. And this one he didn't, particularly 6 of 19. And that stupid Jimmy Butler nonsense against the Memphis Grizzlies. That was lame, really lame. And, the Johnny Flynn Memorial is Rudy Gobert. Yeah, I'm not impressed. He had some good moments, but I don't know. I think he could have been a lot better. He's very frustrating to watch. Julius Randle's an honorable mention for sure. Dillingham, no way I'm giving it to him. I mean, hopefully I don't give him any ever. Hopefully he has a great career. Walker, no. Reed, no. No. None of those other guys. It's going to go to Gobert. I don't know. He looks like a glorified role player sometimes. With that, we'll take a quick break, and we got some games to preview coming up. Better get moving. And we are back here on Timberwolves Explosion. Yes, I'm saying things differently. Otherwise, you're just going to hear a whiny voice. And, so that's annoying. Let's go. First game. Next case as we continue into the month of January and almost wrap it up. In fact, these will be the last 4 games in January. National Television, Network Television, Channel 5 locally, if you're in the Twin Cities or other parts of Minnesota. ABC, how about that? ABC, ESPN, whatever it is. Denver Nuggets and Minnesota Timberwolves. This is not the season opener. We did play Denver way back in November the 1st, and it was another epic back-and-forth battle with the Wolves coming out ahead, 119-116. This game will be in Target Center on Saturday afternoon. Otherwise, we get 2 games against Denver coming up with more sunlight intact. It is growing right now as we're in the end of January. That's when the sunlight really starts to grow and continues towards spring, believe it or not. Wednesday, March the 12th, much more sunlight. Tuesday, April the 1st, tons more sunlight. Both in Denver, 9 p.m. in both cases. So cool. Those late games are awesome. Denver Nuggets have won 4 consecutive games, walloping Miami and the, Latrell Sprewell, Jimmy Butler. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm going to make that statement now, right now, because I forgot to talk about it last week. I think it was a week or 2 weeks ago. I want Jimmy Butler to get the Sprewell treatment. What was the Sprewell treatment? Remember when he made that stupid, idiotic statement? I've got a family to feed, to go from 14 to 7 million a year. Still, yes, it's a drop-off. I get it. Pay cuts suck. But you're not that good anymore. Like Conley taking a pay cut because he's kind of old. Hello? Sprewell wasn't that good anymore. He's getting older. I don't know. Maybe they should have agreed at about 9 or something. But that wouldn't be enough either. And he talked about he's got a family to feed. And then he acted like an ass the entire year. Just an absolute ass. And what happened to Sprewell after that? Tick-tock, tick-tock. Nothing. Sprewell never played another game in the NBA. Get the bleep out of here, you clown. You jackass. Nobody wants your cancerous attitude in the locker room or anywhere near their organization. Jimmy, nobody wants your cancerous attitude here or anywhere near our organization. I want Jimmy Butler to get the same thing. F Jimmy Butler. F Jimmy Butler. Yeah. I want the NBA to do that. I hope he rots in Miami the rest of the season and never plays another game in the NBA. Said it. Get mad at me all you want. I don't give a dang about that. He is a cancer. He is he's just, don't even waste your time. And he's getting old and he's going to demand a lot of money. Go feed your family, Jimmy. Go feed them. Anyhow, the Miami Heat were tempered by the Denver Nuggets, 113 to 133 to 113. They then beat the Magic by 13. They beat the Philadelphia 76ers by 76 points. No, 144 to 109. What the heck? And then Sacramento in an epic battle, 132-123 victory for Denver. So Denver Nuggets are kind of picking it up lately. They're now 28-16. Remember when we were almost in the same boat? Not anymore, unfortunately. Denver Nuggets are third in the league. Let's look at this real quick. Yes, it is an ankle for Terrence Shannon Jr. Injury report, of course, Donnie DiVincenzo, toe. You know that. Denver Nuggets, Spencer Jones, hand, January 23rd. Vlatko Kankar, knee, November 21st. That doesn't sound good. This doesn't sound good either. July 13th. Daron Holmes II. I think he's a prospect or something. Achilles, July 13th. Yeah, that's all you need to know there. Sucks. Well, Denver. Wow. Look at these numbers. Denver's third in points. The Wolves are 22nd. Fourth in rebounds. The Wolves are 19th. Number one in the league in field goal percentage. The Wolves are 17th. 3-point percentage. Denver's third. The Wolves are fourth. I don't even know how we're fourth with all the stupid attempts we make. Number one in the league in assists is the Denver Nuggets. Number one. Minnesota, 23rd. Assisted turnovers per game. Wolves are 14th. Wolves are 21st. Assisted turnover ratio. What's Denver? Anyone? Number one. Wolves are 21st. Block shots. Wolves are 18th. Wolves are 21st. Denver is 18th. Steals. Denver's 10th. Minnesota, 19th. So I already talked about the upcoming games. I talked about the recent 4-game win streak by the Denver Nuggets. This one doesn't smell good. I don't like the smell test of this one, but man, I want the Wolves to win. I'm still not even looking at the Nuggets here. There they are. The Raiders are hiring former Seahawks coach Pete Carroll for a 3-year contract at least. Vegas, what are you doing? I mean, Pete Carroll was a hell of a coach with Seattle. I didn't like that team because they got a lot of attitude. That stupid clown, the cornerback with a big mouth. Yeah, he's like he was the John Morant of that era. Big mouth, man. What was his name? I don't even remember his name now. I don't want to remember. Richard Sherman. What an ass. But yeah, good riddance. I'll get off my swearing now. Nikola Jokic is averaging a triple-double, 30 points, 10 rebounds. No, 13.4 rebounds, 10 assists. Almost 2 steals as well. The Cyclops. I have a nickname for everyone and somehow, or at least I try to. The Cyclops. He's even shooting 48% from downtown. Wow. After he forced way too many because Denver was kind of in trouble in that 7th game, and that's when the Wolves started making their comeback as Cyclops was missing a lot of threes. Jamal throw the heat pad at the ref Murray and not get suspended or anything. 37% from downtown, almost 20 points a game, 6 assists. Obviously a deadly, deadly player who's hated the Wolves forever because we passed on him in the draft for Chris Dunn. Oops. Chris Dunn. Oh, now they have Saric, too. Jokic and Saric. Interesting. 8.5 points, 3.5 rebounds. Yep. Kankar, knee injury long ago. Only 4 games on the year. Aaron Gordon, who's been coming off the bench. He's a pain in the butt to deal with. 43% from outside. Michael Porter Jr., 41%. I don't think the Wolves win this game. Even though it's been a good matchup for the Wolves, we played very well against this team. I think Denver, I don't know. It's a home game, so the Wolves definitely have a chance. But Denver's on fire. The Wolves, I don't know if we're on fire or not. I'm just going to go with the Denver Nuggets in this one. I kind of have to. Gosh, the Raiders are hiring Pete Carroll. I guess. I guess he's an established person. It's not some random guy, it's just going to, you don't know what the heck they're going to do. But Dan Campbell was a random guy, too. He's nuts, but he's a good coach. Dan Campbell with the Detroit Lions. He's done a lot more there than anyone else lately. So, anyhow, the Denver Nuggets get the victory. Final score, 128-120. Denver wins by 8. Let's just keep going. Doesn't matter. Well, I don't know. The scoring is kind of so random and weird. Atlanta Hawks, well, they gave us a pretty tough time earlier in the season. This one will be in Target Center on Monday. The Atlanta Hawks are 500, 22-22. Clint Capella, knee. Oh, no. I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face, and I used to say this before. Salary-wise, and the player, the age, everything, I'd rather have Clint Capella than Rudy Gobert. I would. I know Rudy Gobert is a little bit, he's more when it comes to the Defensive Player of the Year. Clint Capella doesn't have stuff like that, but I don't know. I love Clint Capella, damn it. I've always been a fan and all of that. So the Hawks have lost 3 games in a row, so you can kind of guess where I might be heading. And the Wolves owe them one, 117-104, an awful game leading into Christmas, Monday, December the 23rd. Just an awful game by the Wolves. Atlanta's not terrible, but I don't know. They're not good either. Clint Capella knee, though, January 23rd. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Jalen Johnson's shoulder, January 23rd. Zachary Richard, a very important player, thigh, January 15th. Man, Trae Young's averaging almost 12 assists a game. So the Hawks are 4th in points, another offensive juggernaut, but they have lost 3 in a row and they're down to 500. 9th in rebounds, 21st in three-point percentage, 3rd in assists, because of, Trae Young. Turnovers, 23rd, ouch. Assist-to-turnover ratio, 14th. Block shots, 9th, Clint Capella. Steals, 2nd. The Wolves will win this basketball game, by the way. Yes, that's where I'm headed. Wolves are going to win this one, I think. Trae Young is averaging almost 12 assists, 23 points. Jalen Johnson's been a really nice player. 19 points, 10 rebounds. That's impressive. Richard, we'll see if he plays, but probably not. 10 points, 3.5 rebounds. The numbers don't jump at you at all, at least not right now. Clint Capella, only 22 minutes a game. Still gets 9 rebounds, though, and 1 block, but not enough playing time. 9.5 points. I don't know. Maybe I'm not too big on Clint Capella. I don't know what to say. I've always liked him, though, doggone it, so I kind of feel bad seeing that. Regardless, the Wolves will beat the Atlanta Hawks. Who have they lost to recently? Really quick here. New York Knicks, 119-110. Detroit, but Detroit's way better now. 114-104, and we figured that out. They lost to Toronto at home in Atlanta. 122-119. Yuck. Wolves absolutely beat the Hawks. Final score, somewhere along the likes of we're going to get in the 120s. 122-114. Wolves win by 8. And yes, I think Anthony Edwards gets over 30 against the team that I'm sure he grew up watching. That's where he's from. Wolves then head to Phoenix. Possible home of Jimmy Butler. Don't do it. Don't do it, Phoenix. Don't do it. I think Miami should just suspend him and move. Miami is doing what they're doing. I think they suspended him for 2 games or something. Like, let's just get him out. He's a free agent, and I say just let him rot there the rest of the year, and that's it. Bye-bye. Like, if the Timberwolves make an offer for Jimmy Butler, they're idiots. If anybody makes an offer for Jimmy Butler, they're idiots. He's going to ruin your team. Don't waste your time. As for the Phoenix Suns, Bradley Beal, ankle, January 21st, and Yusuf Nurkic, illness, as of the 13th of January. Oh, Devin Booker, God, that face. Oh, that face. Ooh, he is such a punk. Devin Booker is such a punk, dude. He's a good player, but he is a punk. Ugh, every couple seconds he's looking for a fight. You mother. Ugh. He reminds me of people when I was young, school, middle school, high school, maybe young college age-ish. Oh, mother. Punch him right in the frickin' jaw. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Points per game, Phoenix is 14th, 25th in rebounds, 5th in three-pointers. Assists, they're 10th in the turnovers, 7th in turnover ratio. And yes, Steph Curry reminds me of that too, big time. Why do you think I don't like the guy? 18th in blocks, 21st in steals. Nothing impressive about the Suns at all, honestly, at all. What's their record? 22-21. Yeah. Need I say again, nothing impressive about them at all. Wolves beat them by 3 little points back on November 17th. Happy Thanksgiving-ish around there. Not quite, though. Thanksgiving was really late this year. 120-117. Phoenix Suns have won 3 of their last 4, including beating Brooklyn 108-84. Wow. Getting shellacked by Cleveland, though. 118-92 right before that. Interesting. The Wolves would be 2-3 also. 2-3 with Phoenix is 3-2. Definitely a team we'll be battling with. I mean, these are all the different teams. Phoenix and Dallas, teams like that were battling for home court, or not home court, but positioning in the postseason. Play in or not play in, that type of thing. Let's look at that again. Oh, does this clown ever sit down? Sorry. Not far behind that 6th seed. Yep, 6th seed is when you can get out of there. So what are we? Officially 2 games behind the Clippers for that. The Lakers are 5th seed. Huh. Interesting. 5th seed, the Lakers. It's interesting. Well, anyhow, we're all like tied. Phoenix, Sacramento, Dallas, and Minnesota. We're all kind of on top of each other. Scary a little bit. Who's right behind them? San Antonio's even kind of... Oh, and Golden State. Ugh. Okay, anyhow. Keep going. Kevin Durant still averaging 27 points a game. Wow, impressive. Still got it. I'd love to have him here. I'd love to have him. Sadly, it wouldn't be for very long. 6.5 rebounds, 27 points, 4 assists. Block and a half. Impressive, but of course he's very long, as you know. Tyus Jones has been the guy there. The point guard position. 6 assists, 11 points. 42% from downtown. Grayson Allen. 43% from downtown, but he gets hurt a lot, unfortunately. Dragging this out too long. Sorry, and I'm coughing on you. I'm dragging this way too long. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this one. What's our last game in this schedule, anyway? This one's a tough one to Oh, yeah, Utah. I don't know. Are the Wolves just going to be 500? Are we going to win? Are we going to go back-to-back and win them both? How about the Wolves win 3 in a row? How about that? How about the Wolves win 3 freaking games in a row? The Wolves will beat the next one, too. The Wolves will be, spoiler alert, the Wolves will beat the Phoenix Suns in a close battle. It's going to go to overtime. Anthony Edwards will get 43. Bet on it on your DraftKings app or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you want to. It's optional, obviously. 43 for Anthony Edwards. It goes to OT. Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards go over 40 each. There'll be a lot of that bleep talk from Booker. Probably bleep talk from Anthony Edwards, too. Unfortunately, Anthony Edwards has a big mouth, too. Yes, he does. I don't like it either. Come on, Anthony. But, let's have some lemon tomato juice here. The Wolves will win one overtime, 133 to 130. The Wolves win by 3 points in OT over the Phoenix Suns. Next, Utah Spaz. They are, Bunch of role players hurt. Bryce, no disrespect there. Sensabaugh, ankle, Jan 21st. Cody Williams, ankle, Jan 20. Johnny Jazang, hand. Give me a hand, Johnny. Sorry. 110. January 10th, pardon me. Utah's 15th in points, 7th in rebounds, 16th in three-point percentage, 21st in assists, 30th in turnovers. Worst turnover team in the league. Assist-turnover ratio is 29th. So they turn the ball over a lot. 16th in blocks. It's 30th in steals. So not only do they turn the ball a lot, they don't get it back either via steals. So that should bode well for the Wolves. What's their rebounding again? 7. So that's the way they get the ball back. Utah has lost 4 in a row after beating the Brooklyn Nets by a lousy point. They lost to Charlotte? Ugh. New Orleans? New Orleans twice, both in New Orleans, and then OKC. Okay, well, yeah, everybody's losing to OKC, unfortunately. This game is in Utah. This is the season opener for this series. Wow, and it's the last game of January for the whole year. Last game of January. Is it the 30th? Yeah, Jan 30th, Thursday, 8 p.m. in Utah Mountain Time. Next one will be the end of February. February 28th, 8:30 in Utah. Sunday, March 16th, 6 p.m. in Minnesota, Target Center. And then late in the year, Sunday, April the 13th, 2:30, matinee game. Fun. And probably when the weather rocks, so you'd rather be outside than in. So get the app going, on the mobile device. Yes. But the Wolves will beat the Utah Jazz and win their third game in a row. And why the frick not? Wouldn't that be great if the Wolves got to 26 and 21, or 26 and 22, by the end of the week? Because I don't think we beat Denver. Wolves absolutely should beat the Jazz, and if we don't, I think we're messing around. Absolutely messing around. Strong possibility we lose to Phoenix. I don't think we lose to Atlanta or Utah. So at least get out of this 500, 25-23. But man, 26 and 22 would be great. Absolutely great. Wolves somehow beat Denver. Woof, then all bets are off. But this will be a win, comfortable win by the Wolves. Final score along the likes of, what are we looking at for Utah? Yeah, they give up a decent amount of points. We'll say, it's not going to be super high scoring. 119, it'll be high enough. 119 to 100. Wolves win by 19 points over the Jazz. Wolves win by 19 points over the Jazz. There you go. With that, now we take a quick break and get to fan interaction. Are you looking for a really nice Timberwolves-related Facebook page out there with cool fans and a wonderful host? Well, look no further than Wolfpack from Flip to Finch, hosted by Scott Doherty. He does a great job. Scott Doherty's an awesome guy, and the fan base on there, obviously passionate about the Wolves, but also respectful of other people's opinions regarding the team. Check out the page. It's awesome. Wolfpack from Flip to Finch. And we are back for the final segment of this episode. Should be about an hour, like always. We'll see. Well, you already know if you're, listening to the show. What is all this? Okay, so for the Instagram, it's Timberwolves_explosion. So looking to keep that rolling with Instagram, of course. That's not going away. Facebook.com/Timberwolves Explosion for the Facebook page. Of course, Flip to Finch. You heard the ad earlier. Made a fun little ad to keep them going. But otherwise, the X account, which is probably the main way to contact me, it seems to be, having conversations here about the Wolves. At TWolvesEX, at TWolvesEX. Unfortunately, it's very quiet again, but we did get a reply from one of the coolest people in the world. Tanae Brown out of New Zealand says, yep, what was I saying? Yep, he's replying to what I was saying. I was saying, I swear, as good as Nas is, he's terrible in traffic. He must lead the entire team in missed layups. Now, Tanae responds with, Nas and traffic is like McDaniels shooting an open three. Yep, like the 1 in 5 and all that. 1 in 5. McDaniels was great today, though. That was Dallas. Felt like no one played bad, but still struggled to beat the depleted Mavs team. Weird game. Yep, very weird game. That was a very weird game. And yes, people unfortunately locally were complaining like, yeah, it was bad, whatever. But it is what it is. I mean, I suppose people have a right to be frustrated and confused with, I don't know, frustrated and confused with the direction of the team. Yeah, like, final thoughts kind of in a way are like this whole Karl Anthony Towns trade. It's the whole between like damned if you do, damned if you don't, that type of thing. You keep Karl Anthony Towns, you're stuck in that like the most strict salary cap rules you can ever imagine. You can't make any moves. Basically, you're stuck completely, not just free agency, but trades. You can't do anything, pretty much. You're in that final apron, so to speak. I remember that happened in the NBA 2K to me years ago with the Atlanta Hawks team that I had. I was like, I can't do anything. What the heck is this? And it's like, oh, I see. I'm way too high over the cap. It was really annoying. And if you do trade him, then you get Julius Randle, and I don't know. And then what? Julius Randle, who you probably don't want to keep long term. But then what do you do? Yeah, are you able to get something for him in a trade? And if you're not, then what do you do? I don't know. I mean, you just let him walk, and then you have cap space. Do you have cap space, though? Like, can you make a move for someone else? Or you just have to hope to God for, I don't know. But Tim Conley, I hope, has some kind of a plan. Other conversation, I suppose, is that apparently we're incredibly close now to the arbitrators making their final decision on the new owner of the Timberwolves, the new or the old owner of the Timberwolves. Will it remain Glenn Taylor, or will it be the Laurie A-Rod group? Will Laurie and A-Rod officially take over the Timberwolves? It sounds like they're very confident it is going to be them. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, and it'll be wonderful if that does take place. I think 99% of the population that listen to this podcast and that follow the Timberwolves are hoping for Laurie A-Rod, partially because it's something different, and Taylor's been a frustration forever. At the beginning, Taylor saved the franchise. They were gone. They were the New Orleans something, Red Wolves or whatever. There was all kinds. That was one of the ideas I heard on the when they played like little sound bites from the radio station in New Orleans. That night when the Wolves were basically gone, they were sold to a group in New Orleans that were going to move the franchise, and the NBA board unanimously said no. So, along with obviously the Arnie Carlson went after him like, nope, you're not going to take our team, and that was pretty cool. It's probably the only good thing Arnie Carlson did. Unfortunately, it's one of the weaker governors we've had. Of course, then again, I don't think we've had many good governors in Minnesota ever, really. So we'll leave that where that is. But I don't think we really have. I don't remember, other than Pawlenty, maybe. But we'll leave that alone. That's just a maybe. Otherwise, I don't know. Not to get political, of course. Shouldn't even have said any names. But that was awesome when he did that. Like, Carlson was definitely pro sports here, which we appreciated very much. Other than that, though, yeah, Taylor did save the team, and he looked like it appeared to be a good owner for a few years, for a while there, and then sometime by about the Joe Smith contract, the Joe Smith debacle, as has been called in the local media for 20 years plus now, calendar of calamity, all that good stuff. Yeah, that was the beginning of the end of people having any respect for Glenn Taylor, and pretty much ever since then, he was kind of like I don't know. It's like he'll spend money, but he's like another Carl Pohlad, really, or Clark Griffith or something. So, I don't know. Annoying to say the least. With that said, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. Shout out, of course, to Vince Germano out of Melbourne, Australia. Yep. Yeah, we don't interact as much lately, but I mean, I know he's busy and I get busy, so hopefully we can interact more. Tanae, I appreciate you a million times over coming in out of New Zealand. Levi Brown, his older brother, New Zealand as well. Amazing people there. Benzo in the Bronx. Reese Pedretti, Pumpa out of Brisbane, Australia. Always, an amazing guy. One of the coolest people out there. Hopeless Wolves fan, shout out to you. Hope you're listening. Yep, hope you're listening. I don't know if he ever became a listener or not. I know we interact sometimes because we're both frustrated with the franchise at times. So that's how it goes. Michael Reagan, maybe he's a new listener, just in case. So, yeah, may or may not have liked what I just said. earlier about politics. But that's how that goes. With that said, thank you again for listening, and we will talk to you in a week. Thankfully, my voice is coming back. Hopefully by then it'll be back to normal. Wish me the best and wish the Wolves the best. Golden opportunity to hopefully move forward this week. Let's do it. Please.